Conor, when was the present pitch acquired?
I would say in the early 60s. Football wasn't going all that well in the parish at the time, though the future looked pretty bright with juvenile teams. They were in the Curtain Cup final in 1960, I would say, and on that team we had Mickey Collins, Paddy Duggan, Sonny Carter, Shawnee Bones, a right lot of young lads went to the Curtain Cup final and won the juvenile the next year. So the Lambert estate was being taken over by the Land Commission at Beaupac, and I went and asked Father Tully, would we have a hope of getting a pitch at Beaupac? So I thought the future looked bright with the juveniles we had. So Father Tully, being always in touch with the parish and that, said he agreed that we had a look to have a great future, and that he would certainly ask the finance committee in that. So the end of it was the Land Commission came, and they said they would give us a pitch, but they did not want to give us the field, that field, and the team had played in that field, so Oliver Lambert had given it to us, free of charge of that. And I said to him that it wouldn't need much developing. So he came back again anyway, and they did agree to give us that field, despite the fact that it was in off the road or northward to get into it. So we set it for a year or two for tillage and made a few pounds for to lay it down in grass. And in I just forget the year, but the team was going well anyway. And we went around the parish and we asked the people for a subscription of so much per post to put up the fence around it. Got the fence up around it, and then the thing came up about building dressing rooms. So along with dressing rooms, we would build a centre.
Right. Who was the driving force behind that?
To build a centre.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of pros and cons about it, and I felt that unless we got something, the man I had in mind was Father McGrath. I felt that you wanted somebody upstanding and with a bit of drive and organising ability, and I thought he was the man. So I asked Father McGrath one day in the house with me. Well, he said, "You think, Conor, that we will get the men to do it?" Well, I said, "I'm sure I could guarantee you 12 fellas." So we said, I'll think the whole thing over and I'll come back and I'll let you know. So in about a day or two after, Father McGrath came back and he said he'd take the whole of it.
How did you set about raising the finance?
Well, strange to say, the very first thing we did was a simple thing. We had a shilling draw at the bingo every Sunday night, and at times that made £10 and 25 and maybe up to 50. So in any case, we ran numerous walks, and I forget them now anyway. But as soon as we had £2,000, we decided we would put up the steam for the present sector.
Everyone really helped out from there on, didn't they?
Everybody. It was really wonderful. The walks, and we had the two, Kentstown and the Yellowford end of parish were definitely behind it. And football was going well, and people, it was only a pleasure to them to give us subscriptions or anything going on.
And indeed, people helped out a lot with machinery and with
Machinery.
free labour.
Yes. Everything. They did everything.
Okay, then it came to 1974 and we had the official opening of the
Yeah.
pitch.
Well, it was an ambition of mine that if we ever had the pitch, that we would have Kerry at the opening. But I kept that to myself until the time came, and about 6 months before the opening of it, I said, try and agree on bringing up Kerry. Perhaps, I said, it looks an impossibility and maybe costly. All the snags is attached to it anyway, leave them so. And they agreed half-heartedly, I think, thinking that they wouldn't come. So I wrote to Jerry McKenna, the chairman of the Kerry County Board, and I put the emphasis on Father Tully, and I knew that he would be well got in Kerry, and also a big help was the Kerry people who had come to live in the parish, and I said that as best we could, we had invited them all in, and they were happy with us, and I said it would be a tribute to Father Tully, tribute to the Kerry people, and a great tribute, I said, to Seneschalstown to bring Kerry up.
So you sat down one day to Tullamore to have a chat with Jerry McKenna.
To Jerry McKenna, and arranged to meet him in this hotel, and we brought John Dillon
as an interpreter, was it?
As an interpreter. Willie Boland said, if you don't bring John Dillon with you, he said, you won't know what they're talking. So we brought John down with us, and immediately we walked in. There was no about Kerry up here being on the spot.
So Kerry came, and indeed, the night before the official opening, you had a great reception for them down in the Gaelic Centre.
Yeah. We had 750 paid admission into the hall that night, and Mick O'Connell paid Seneschalstown a tribute that he didn't pay every place he ever went. He came that night and was quite late, because when he arrived at Navan he was inquiring about the hotel and going to bed. But I said, you're not going to bed, Mick. I said, you're coming out to a reception when you're very out there. And he came out, and Pat Spillane and the boys that were with him couldn't believe it when he went up on the stage and spoke to the people. They said it was the first time they ever saw him do it.
And the Kerry players stayed in the local houses over on that night?
The Kerry players stayed around in the houses. It was really a trial thing. They told me it was the first time that it ever happened. I don't think even in New York or places that have. And ever since they have been great friends of ours. Numerous people in the parish when they're in Kerry got called to those particular players. I myself got called to Pat Spillane every time I'm in Kerry, also out to Mick O'Connell. And a great friendship has remained there between Seneschalstown and Kerry.
Pat Spillane, who went on to be one of the all-time greats, was on that stayed in Seneschalstown, in fact.
He did. Pat stayed with Christy Van, and I have often joked with because in years to come, well, Pat Spillane and his other brothers, wonderful family, and they're going to be big historical names in Kerry football.
And then on the day itself, was it fine?
On the day itself, it was unbelievable. It was one of the best days that year. And everything, I couldn't believe it, to see everything finished. There wasn't a single. The organisation went without a hitch. Car parking, there was up to 4,000 people in the park that day. And everything went wonderful. And everyone was happy about it. And I must say that for myself, Kerry paid us a wonderful tribute. The way they came up there and turned out, it was really unbelievable.
And Conor, while it's a difficult thing to acquire a pitch and a pavilion, and it's also a difficult thing to maintain them, but in Seneschalstown they're first class.
Yes, and we owe that to Father McManny too. He said, run it properly and with discipline and all that kind of thing for the first year, and you never have trouble. And the one thing I say when I go into that hall now, I'm not in it too often and that, but there is little or no vandalism there. Toilet bowls, wash hand basins, no mark or marks on the wall. And it's really wonderful, the youth of the day. They're criticised, but the youth that comes to that centre, they have great respect for it. And certainly Tommy Collins with the grounds on the ground, Tommy and Jerry and McCollum, I suppose, others. They appreciate what a park is and has worked for it.
James, you were around when the club was founded in 1932.
Yes, that was one of the first that was collected for that club. Round here we done door to door collections. We got sixpence and shillings and everything here. At that time, a lot of money to be getting these things. raise fund. We held a paper chase then to get lads together. A 7-mile paper chase around the country. We had a great gathering into that to follow the paper chase route. We went on that from 32. We played a few friendly matches. In 32, we played friendly matches. Father Murray was the main day here behind that. We got chairs formed the club, and we had the field up at Seneschalstown Cross. Was the father's field. A couple of friendlies up there. I think the first friendly we had was with Kenny, down in Brian's, I remember. I was goalman that year.
Right. So after the club was formed in 32, it wasn't really long then before you had success. In fact, in 1936.
In 1936, 1935, we were runners-up there. We were going great. But in 1936, we won the junior championship.
In fact, you were on the panel yourself in that year.
I
did
was.
You actually play during the championship?
I did play. I played a lot of games. I didn't play in the final now. I was on the panel alright. But the semi-final of it was a big game with Beckystown up in Conor on the Tully. Or Tommy Duffy, the other mixed up. They were great men. Great. Beckystown was a very strong team. And we beat them by a point, I think.
I'm sure there was great celebrations in the parish.
Everyone was overjoyed with it, of course. They were all overjoyed with it. But there was great jubilation when we won the final. The semi-final of it, we played Sid and Slade. And that was a hard game. Wet and windy day. We beat Sid. And on to the final with Dunchop. Right. It was a terrific game.
Down through the years, you must surely be Seneschalstown's most loyal supporter. To thick and thin, you've hardly missed a game.
Then they selected me for juvenile refereeing. I went on for a number of years at that. But I was still a keen supporter of it.
You rarely missed a match.
I never missed a match that I was able to go to.
1972, of course, was a marvellous year for Seneschalstown.
That was a marvellous year. That was the year that we beat the O'Mahonys in the final.
Who was the main man on that team, do you think?
I'd say the club was built around Ollie Geraghty. And Father Mulvaney put a terrible lot into it, into the training and all that. But the lads was dedicated, were very dedicated. I think they're more dedicated than they are today to the club.
Right. Was that a lot to do with really the influence that Father Mulvaney had?
That's what the influence, his influence had done all that.
Right. One man, of course, has played an awful lot of not football, but has played a great part in Seneschalstown down through the years is Conor Brennan. No better man was in the parish than Conor Brennan. Conor Brennan was, as he was often called, Mr. Football. He was Mr. Football. No doubt. And there'd never be a Seneschalstown football club before Conor Brennan. He was on his bike night, noon and morning. He had no motor carrier. He had a bike. And he was on that night, noon and morning, around youth, parents, players, tried to get them together, keep them together. And he kept the football going. And he has, to his credit, below the Gaelic Centre, and only for Conor Brennan and a couple more, like Gaelic Centre would never be there. Right. This particular area around here produce some great footballers, and at the moment they have, of course, we have Mattie and Colin. Mattie and Colin. Well, I earmarked them from the juvenile to be two great footballers.
and living up to your expectations.
They are. They are. And I hope that all Ireland medals won. So great. So two great men. Great.
Pop, you transferred to the club in 1967, and in fact in that year you went on to win the club's highest honour so far, win the intermediate championship.
72 was the highest honour. Yes, we won the championship in 67. It was my first year playing with Seneschalstown. I played all juvenile football with Seneschalstown. When I started playing adult football, there was no team in Seneschalstown. I went to play with next door neighbours, Laugh.
As well as yourself that year, a few other players came back to the club.
Ollie Geraghty came back, and Kit O'Brien and Terry McDonough. I happened to be walking with Ollie at the time. He came into me night shift one night and he asked me if I'd go back to Seneschalstown. He'd go if I'd go. So two decided to go. We were lucky enough to be on that great team in 67. Ollie was very lucky too, because on that year he was picked for the Meath team, which won the Leinster and went on to win All Ireland. And in 68 Ollie travelled to Australia with Meath.
Right. Apart from your involvement as a player, you have been very much involved as an official, referee, you name it.
Well, one could say it's all part and parcel of the game to get involved. And it's a great honour to be involved with Seneschalstown, because I think it's a great club. And when one thinks of the great many that has been involved with Seneschalstown, and it still is, names come very freely, such as Conor Brennan, Padraig Coyle, Willie Riley, all good men that did great work for the club. Certainly, Padraig Coyle, was an example to anyone to join a club and try and follow his footsteps. It was a mighty hard task, because he was a great man for the club.
Of course, Conor Brennan too has made a great contribution down through the years.
Conor Brennan is known all over Meath, and he's not known as Conor Brennan, he's known as Mr. Football from Seneschalstown.
The grounds and the pavilion are really a credit to Seneschalstown. I think you perhaps more than any other man have been responsible for keeping them in such tip-top shape.
I wouldn't take the honours of having the ground in such great shape. When you get in shape early in the year, it's easy to keep it. But there's other great men, namely Johnny McCabe and Jerry Carr and Jimmy McCumsey, all helped out. Many more men, I just can't mention at the moment.
Right. 72 really was the highlight of the day.
It was the highlight of Seneschalstown's football career, because they won the senior championship for the first time after the match. Beat O'Mahony's in the replay. It was great celebrations. Due mainly, I think, to the great work of Padraig Coyle in that year. I don't think only for him the championship wouldn't have been Seneschalstown, because he trained the team very hard and made them do the work. And if you do your work, you'll win something to repay them.
You were on the panel yourself in 72.
Yes, I was on the panel. I played goals in the first 4 rounds of the championship. I lost my position, but still was lucky enough to be kept on the panel.
Right. Down through the years, indeed, many players have played with the county. And at the moment, of course, we have the duo of course here, Mattie and Colin.
Colin and Mattie. Colin and Mattie are two very fine footballers. I think at a very early age you could realise the coach would make the county league. They had that determination and great football they made.
Right, and going across then to the other end of the parish, the ladies in Kentstown have always been tremendous support for the football club.
The football club is very lucky to have ladies involved, particularly Kentstown Camogie Club, who helped out on any big occasions. No later than a quarter ago, were a great help when the Australians visited our grounds and had a function after. Well, great help.
Well, some players come and some go, but one man seems to go on forever, and that surely must be the greatest man ever to wear the blue and gold. That's Ollie Geraghty. Ollie, you started with the club in 1967, but before that you had played a lot of football with your native club in Louth.
Yeah, that's right. I played always football at Mark Rangers from 50 years, 60 times.
Right, so in 67 then, you joined up with Seneschalstown, and a few others also came along at that stage.
Yeah, Terry McDonough and Pat Collins and Kittle Ryan. And strengthened up the team, and we were lucky enough to win the championship, intermediate championship, beating Bohemian in the final.
Right, so that was really a great honour for Seneschalstown. I'm sure there were great celebrations that.
Yeah, it was great. Well, it was great for me. It was my first year with Seneschalstown and the other boys as well. And well, it was great celebrations. And it was also a great year. I was with Meath in 67 as well. And we were lucky enough to win the All-Ireland. And in 68, we toured Australia.
That was really a memorable tour.
Yes, it was a magnificent tour. We were the first team to tour Australia, and the first one is always the best tour. Other teams have gone out there since, but I don't think they were as good a tour as Meath. Did
you actually play for Meath out there?
Yes, I played in Perth and in Dead on the Lights in Sydney.
Right. So then from 67, the next success came in 72, and that was really have been the highlight of your career.
Oh, it was winning the senior championship after a replay against O'Mahony's. It was the first senior championship for the club, and it's a great win.
You played a great part in that. By all accounts, you were man of the match.
There was, I think everyone played their part. I was lucky enough to score a few points, but Tommy Finnegan and a few more. I think everyone played very well that day.
Of course, one of the leading lights behind that team was Father Mulvaney.
Yeah, well, I think most of the credit has to go to Father Mulvaney, because he got dedication and determination from the players that I don't think anyone else would have got. I think we had better teams out since that, but we didn't get the commitment or the determination from the players. That's why we didn't win any more challenges.
Right, but you went very close in 77, drew with Summerhill the first day, lost in the replay.
That's true.
You were on that team as well, of course.
Yeah, I think we were unlucky. Fluky goal by Matt Kerrigan seems to get them nearly every time, but that's the way it goes. We were beaten anyway after a replay.
You mentioned Mattie Kerrigan there, really. He was a thorn in Seneschalstown's side for a number of years.
He was a big thorn, and he seemed to always be able to get the lucky goal that beat us anytime that matters.
Right, moving on then from that, the next final was in 82, when the juniors unexpectedly reached the final, and again you played a major part in that.
Yeah, well, I was late on the scene. I didn't play in the earlier rounds, but I was delighted to play with the boys again. Well, we played better than I expected. I could play myself, and we were very unlucky in that, even though no one gave us any chance. But it's a game we should have won, but we lost.
So you've been playing really for how long at this stage?
26 years.
26?
Yeah.
And you go on another few?
I don't think so. Not yet. No.
Okay, Ollie, that's marvellous. Thank you. Thanks very much for talking to me.
I won 4 championships at 17 minor and intermediate senior.
Of course, the senior, that was really the highlight of your career. In October, that October day, you had the Keegan Cup, the loss at the end of the replay against O'Mahony's.
That's probably put down as my most memorable occasion as far as football is concerned, because I was captain of the team that day, and also it was winning the Keegan Cup, the essential very first time.
Who do you think was really responsible for that 72 victory?
I'd say it was a combination of players, a very dedicated panel of players, plus Ollie Geraghty.
Can you recall who played well on the day?
I would say put it all down. It was a dedication of the whole team, plus following on yesterday was responsible for our success that day.
Right. Of course, you also have played a number of times, indeed over long periods of time with the county. Was that a lot of hard work, or did you enjoy it?
No, I didn't ever enjoy playing at the county because you have to be very dedicated, even more dedicated at county level than at club level. Because train twice a week, winter and summer, you know. And you have to yourself to wonder if it's really worth it, you know. Because you practically cut out your whole social life. So, but probably seen it. We won the league in '75. You can say it was worth, you know.
Indeed, that victory in '75 was a marvellous victory against the Dubs, and you were marking no less a person than Anthony O'Toole. Can you recall anything about that game?
I'd probably say that it was like every player had a job to do that day, and just Anthony O'Toole was just another player. That's what we were led to believe, and probably more Traynor was only another 15 players, and that was it.
Okay, and then the next time you were in a final for the was in '82, and the juniors were beaten by St Michael's. Were you disappointed after that game?
I said that was my biggest disappointment in my whole football career. Oh, they have probably my last chance of a championship medal, and also I was not only felt sorry myself, but I was very sorry for all the players, that panel too, because they really were dedicated, and it probably was the reason why we went to the junior final that year. But probably it was just sheer determination that got us there.
Right, at the moment we have a very young team in Seneschalstown. How do you think it'll go from now on?
I've got no doubt whatsoever that definitely will bring 2 or 3 championships to Seneschalstown inside the next 5 years. But providing they show a fair bit of effort plus dedication, and you get nothing unless you put that dedication into it, you know.
It's great for the club too to have men playing with the county, and these are the moments Mattie and Conor are there. How do you rate them?
I definitely feel that Conor getting an All-Star award this year for his unluckily sent off there in that game against Louth, and Mattie was injured there a lot, so I think it's only a matter of time. There's a state that definitely no hesitation they will get an All-Star award someday.
Great. Fine. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Down through the years, many of players from the club have played at county level, and included, of course, would be Pat Carter, Lord Mercenham, Michael Byrne, Jimbo Byrne, Ollie Geraghty, Petey and Plunkett Crumble, Tommy Finnegan, Billy Collins, Joe O'Brien, Pat Carey, Mickey Collins, Richard McGurk, and of course at the moment we have the duo from the forwards, Padraig Coyle and Mattie McCabe. Mattie, when did you first play with the Meath senior team?
It was in 1981.
Was that in the championship or in the league?
First round of the league.
Right. In the last, over the last year or two, the Meath team has really come back to being a force in the championship.
Yeah, since Sean Brennan took us over 2 years ago, we really got the spirit going in the team. With the lads training and got them going.
We were unfortunate really not to be there this year.
Yeah, we were, yeah. We just set our problems, you know. Didn't use the extra man.
Right. But in the future now, how do you think it will go?
In the next 2 years, I think we'll be against the championship team now, even in Northern Ireland. You know?
Right. You've played a lot of football with Seneschalstown. Have you won any medals as yet? Any championship medals?
No one.
That must be a sore point.
It is a sore point, yeah. But I have dust collectors.
The present team is very young.
It's very young. Come up 2 years' time. They're very young. We need a few games in senior. You know, I think we go well this year as well. We were lucky to draw against Untitled Chapter. We're playing them tomorrow. I think we will get chances to. If we were too cocky.
Colm, you played a minor with Meath for a couple of years.
I did 2 years. 18 years ago.
In 1980 was it you won the Leinster Championship?
We did, yeah. We beat Kildare 3 points. And Kerry beat us in the semi-final.
And almost straight away you went on to the senior team.
No, it was, well, the following year. It's minor again the following year. Went down to the senior team against Fermanagh. First round of the league.
Okay, what game do you think has been your most outstanding one so far in the Meath colours?
Minor or senior?
Senior.
Senior. Oh, yeah. Probably.
Okay.
None that I can remember anyway.
Ah, that's brilliant. There's a thing about your play. You play with great determination. Where do you think you got that from?
From Pop Collins, you know. It's really good to me when I was young man. From training down on the pitch, you know. So I put it all down to Pop.
The present Meath team has shown a great lease of life after being in the Dolphins for so long. Sean Boylan, I suppose, has really got the team going again, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Well, Meath has always had good players. It's just that they needed a man that could give them a win. And Sean Boylan seems to be that man. And all we need now is to a bit of coaching so we can beat the Dubs next year.
Would you be optimistic that Meath can gain the All-Ireland Championship in the next couple of years?
I'd say we'd want to be winning the Leinster at least next year. If we're going to go on, if this present team is going to go on.
Right.
We need to win something soon.
Okay, turning back really to club level. Again, we have a very young team in Seneschalstown at the moment. And with yourself and Mattie and a lot of the other lads, do you think that Seneschalstown can go somewhere in the next couple of years as well?
I think so. We're doing well this year. Say about maybe 2 or 3 years. In the next 2 or 3 years, most of the younger players will be a bit more mature, and there's under 14 teams coming up. And give them 2 years and they'll make them the grade, I think. So we should reckon we'll win at least 2 championships in the next 6 years anyway.
One man, of course, who seems to have outgrown you is your brother Padraig. He looks to make him a great player.
Not bad. Need to be a bit more aggressive.
A championship that was still youth Seneschalstown for a very long time was the Under-12 championship. That finally came in 1980, and one of the star players on that team, indeed, a very promising player at the moment, Padraig Coyle. Padraig, you were on that 1980 team.
I was,
Who else
yeah.
was on it?
Well, Paul Manny was fullback, Declan Cloud, Michael Moore, Joe Ward, and Declan Collins.
Right, not alone did you win the Under-12 in 1980, but you also went on to reach the Under-14 final the following year.
Yeah, that's right. We were beaten in that by Conor Ross. We should have won it, but things didn't go right for us.
You were to make amends next year in 82.
Yeah, well, we came out again in next year and beat them Derry in the final. It was good enough to win. It was the same as one Under-12, so we were sort of expected for them.
And indeed, the following year again, you were still there, that same team, when you reached the Under-16 final.
Yes, Dida Salve beat us that day. Same team it was that lost Under-14. I think we were a bit unlucky again against the Sands. They were a strong team, you know. They were a big pick, of course, we should be strong.
Right, that was a fair record, four finals in 4 years. I'm sure there are a lot of players in that team who have been future stars, indeed for Seneschalstown and even for the county. Who do you think are the best players on it?
Well, Paul Mulvaney is a great fullback, I think, and Declan Collins is a good forward. Rafa Walters in the goals, Rafa's a great goalie. And of course Joe Finnegan and Kevin Tully are both men senior at the moment.
Right, indeed, down through the years there has always been a great tradition of underage football in Seneschalstown. They've had many successes.
Well, they have many defeats as well, you know.